Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Delina. Sorry about missing last week's video. I did post over on the community post. If you didn't catch that, you need to have your little notification bell turned on to all. And it'll kind of let you know, one, when I post, two, that if something, like if I can't make it that week, I'll let you know over there, okay? So you can still kind of hear it in my voice. My entire house came down with creepy crud. I was in urgent care last Saturday morning with a sinus and ear infection. So, I'm feeling better. My back's doing better for those that pray. Thank you very much. So with that being said, what are we doing today? Well, today we're going to do some crafting, some decorating. Spring is in the air. Trust me, spring is in the air. And we're going to do some spring stuff. I'm going to teach you how to hydro dip some craft eggs to get a really beautiful marbled look that I'm going to show you what I did with them. We're going to do a frame wreath, something a little different. And then I've got a special announcement at the end of the video. So you want to stay tuned for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to head out to the studio, she shed, craft central, storage unit. And then we're going to start with the eggs. Okay, we're out here. A little echoey, sorry about it, and there goes the clock. Okay, sorry, the tripod out here is a little bit different, so it's a little shaky. You're asking yourself, what is a hydro dipped egg? Okay, it is taking a water and putting either spray paint or nail polish. If you have a ton of nail polish that you're not using, this really works great. And marbleizing a craft egg. Now you could do plastic eggs. These are specific eggs that I actually thrifted and only paid 75 cents. And I'll show you what the package looks like. Apparently you can get them at Walmart. So this was done with a blue nail polish. And it gives a wonderful little marble effect. And to me, it's a high elevation over your normally dyed eggs. And again, it's a craft egg, so you can use them over and over in your decorations. So we're gonna get started. This time around, we are going to do a spray paint method. So make sure that it's a very well ventilated area because this stuff stinks. And I'll go over what you need to do it. Okay, these are a DIY Easter egg. They look like this. They have like a matte finish. You're going to need some skewers or very long toothpicks. And you're going to need a bucket or a large bowl that you're not going to use again. And what you're going to do is take your skewer. There's a little hole at the bottom of each of these. And I just work it so I can fit it in like that. You're going to need some sort of styrofoam or something to push these into while they dry. Spray paint of your choice. I have some blue, like a taupey brown, a lighter grayish color, cream color, and some metallics, because I like the metallics in my eggs. Nail polish, sky's the limit. It's whatever color you want to use. I did the blue, the navy. I had some navy and I had some glitter nail polish that was on its last legs. So that's what I used to get that color. And black, white, gray, whatever. I'm using an ice cream bucket that I'm going to fill with warm water. Okay, you see how much water? I have a styrofoam packing block to place my eggs on it. And then I'm going to turn the camera around. Hopefully you see this. Now you want, like I said, a very well ventilated area. Do not do this. You're going to do a squirt, couple squirts. Like I said, it's very stinky. How about some gold? And I like some copper. And how about some beige? Okay. Now, kind of do that around. And what you're going to do is take your egg. You're going to go in, swirl, and back and forth. And you could kind of see the marbleization and where you're like not getting the areas, let's say, that you want it. And that's what it looks like. Now, there were some areas that I will just dip a little, but I didn't necessarily get what I want. And there you go. And then shake, shake, shake. And then you're gonna place it into your styrofoam to dry. Okay, and that's what they look like. And they dry relatively very quick. Now, I did use, like I said, a whole bunch of different, like a driftwood, a day-to-day magnolia homes, a light blue, a champagne metallic, and a copper to get this marbled look. Okay, we're going to move on to I'm going to show you how I decorated with them, and then we're going to move on to our next project. Here I've placed them with some moss in a cloche, and then here they are in a dough bowl with some moss and a tea towel. Okay, our next project involves some wooden candlesticks that I thrifted. You could pick them up. You could use ones from the Dollar Tree even, okay? You're going to pick up, well, there's bunnies from the Dollar Tree. They are $5 a piece. Or Hobby Lobby has them. Larger, smaller. This works depending on what scale you want to use. These were just the ones that I picked up. I did take the raffia wreath off of, or the ribbon off of it, and I did put on a little crocheted piece of ribbon that I got from Walmart. Now, what I've done is I've taken a wooden candlestick. I have taken another wooden skewer. I have they look like wood wheels. You can get these at Hobby Lobby. I glued all this in with hot glue, and then I took a little piece of ribbon and went around and I put some gold on here. And all you're gonna do is take said bunny and put him on the skewer. And I did 3 different ones. I took every one that the Dollar Tree had and did all 3 of them. These are great in any vignette. So very simple, did not do a thing to the wooden candlesticks other than glue the rod in. Now you could take a stick from your yard instead of a dowel rod or a skewer, which is what I did. Stick from your yard, skewer, a small dowel rod, you could set the bunny right on it, but I like the space in between. I think it like elevates it a little bit. And these are a fantastic little DIY. If you're not crafty, these are so simple. Like I said, wooden candlestick, a stick of your choice. You don't have to necessarily use this little wooden wheel. You just have to sit there and hold the stick until it the glue solidifies. But I thought it cleaned it up. But you could put a little bit of moss. You could put a little bit of faux flowers. You could glue a flower onto these. These are sky's the limit. but I just thought they were too cute. And I'll turn the camera around and I'll show you what all three look like together. And then I'll show you how I decorated with them. So as you see, here's all three of them together. And like I said, super, super simple. You notice only two of the candlesticks actually match. Different heights, different wood tones would be great. You could paint the candlesticks. Just a very, very sweet little Easter type spring craft and then decorate. Here they are on my dining room table along with some pottery on a cutting board. And I just think they're so super sweet. Here's a basket from Hobby Lobby. This is over at the end of the bridal aisle. I paid $17 for it. Was not on sale at the time. But I love the basket and I love the coloring, and it sits flat on any surface. Or you could hang it onto a wall. That's what I like about it. Now, the next thing that I purchased were these stems. Now, there's two of them. Very wispy, kind of floral. It looks like they're just budding the greens. And that's what I wanted. Now, you could do flowers. Your choice on this. I just like the whole whimsy, wispy look to it. I don't remember what these cost. I think they were $9, but they're 40% off at Hobby Lobby because they're in their spring collection. So, okay, turn the camera around and I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one I had to cut down because it was just simply way too long. But these are very long stems to begin with. Now, this one I bent. And what I'm going to just kind of do is set these in here. And I did play with them and kind of spread them out so that they take up more space. Now, very pretty on its own, okay? You could stop there. You could add some faux little white flowers because I like the idea of versatility. And again, just kind of playing with those, making sure they're spread out. And again, very pretty. Stop right there. You could take a bird's nest, which you can buy at Hobby Lobby. I thrifted this one. Now, the bird did come from Hobby Lobby. It was, I believe, $7, but again, it was 40% off. I took some paper shred, which is from a old dictionary that I just shredded up the papers, and a little bit of like greenery that I just kind of glued in there. And I glued this bird into here, into the nest. Now, you could set this nest, I would wire it, of course. And you got to kind of play with the greenery to get it to set. But you could do that. Isn't that stunning? And I'll show you. Now, this could sit on a table. It could go on a wall. It could go in a peg rack. A ton of different ideas for this arrangement. And it didn't cost us a whole lot of money. If you already had the basket and you had the greenery, again, it's a fantastic look. These could be replaced if you had the Walmart stems that they look like a dried stem. I forget what they're called. Or go to Walmart. You can check out Walmart. Walmart has stepped up their games in stems. So again, I would wire this in so that I wouldn't have to worry about it falling. But this is a very beautiful but very simple arrangement. Okay, on to yet another simple wreath. Here it is by my back door on that antique vanity. Okay, you can purchase a wreath from Hobby Lobby. You could purchase a wreath off of Amazon. You can make one of your own. This one, I believe, I don't know if it was Amazon or it was a Temu, to be honest with you. But it's just a very neutral wreath, okay? Just a green wreath. You can go to Dollar Tree. They have these egg garlands. And I'm going to open it up and show you. Come with the string. There we go. What you're going to do is you're going to either, you could secure this with wire if you wanted to. You could glue it on. And look at that. Super, super simple. Just taking a simple garland and adding it to your wreath makes it an Easter wreath. Now, I would not glue this. I would wire this so that way I could remove it and reuse the wreath. But isn't that pretty? I chose to put that wreath around a hurricane lamp on my coffee table in my living room. And again, you could put it on a wall. You could put it around a candle. Now, as you notice, I'm not making it too complicated because I hear all the time, I'm not creative, I'm not crafty. These are super, super simple DIYs that anyone could do, okay? From a kid to an adult. It does not take a whole lot, and that's the whole point of this video. I wanted to show that. Now, if you're enjoying this kind of video, please let me know down in the comments. Or if you would do something different or add to. Again, put it down in those comments. I would love to, for you to share with others and myself what you would do. If you like it, please consider giving it a thumbs up, hitting that hype button, and possibly become part of my YouTube channel by hitting that subscribe button. I want to thank all the ones that have subscribed in the last few videos. Thank you so much. I love when y'all, hit that subscribe button and want to become part of my family, because that's what I consider you. I consider you part of my YouTube family. So, okay, that being said, let's move on to the next one. Now, the next one is going to take up some wall space. Depending on what size frame you're going to use. I have this one, yes, quite large. It was a bulletin board. I thrifted this, and I think I paid $10 for it. But I had the idea, if I didn't want it as a bulletin board, which I've already removed the back, that I could use it as a picture frame. I could rub and buff it. I could spray it gold. I could still do that. What I'm going to do with this, though, is I'm going to turn this into a wreath. Now, I could turn it this way or this way, depending on the wall space that I wanted it on. For me, this is going to be my best fit for the wall the place that I have it in mind. Now, with this one, you're going to want different florals, your choice again. But I do think you need to start off with some sort of trailing or mossy greenery, a trailing flower greenery, anything that's going to kind of hang down, okay? Now, I'm going to warm up. I am going to glue this. So you could wire it, and that would work. For me, though, for this time around, I am actually going to glue it. So I'm going to heat up my glue gun, and then I'm going to show you the flowers that I chose. Okay, what I have done is I have a hook on the back of my door for this specific purpose. I have hung the frame with a piece of ribbon, which I didn't really need to because I have the hook. I'm just thinking. And what I'm going to do is I have my glue gun over here. These are the flowers that I've chosen. I have a white kind of, looks like lily of the valley almost. I have a purple little stem. I have, for my large flowers, I have a cream colored hydrangea. And then I have a kind of like a spiky plant. And then I have that moss plant. And what I'm going to do, I dropped everything on the floor right now, is I'm going to take my moss one. And I am going to start like up here and then move my way down. So hopefully we'll see how this works. About kind of halfway up here. And I'm just gonna put a little dab of glue, get started. And like I said, this gets covered up. But again, I just want it, since I am working vertically, and then I'll hit another dab of glue, hold it there. Being careful not to put my fingers into it, because we all know if you've glued anything with a hot glue gun, you're gonna get, I have come away with more blisters. All right. And then this one has like a, almost like a stem to it. So that helps when gluing. Again. Just kind of holding that there. They do make little silicone like finger protectors, and you could wire this. Right there. Make sure you get rid of all your little glue strings. You could even take, it's like a spray that they use for cake decorating that freezes things instantly. Oh, come on. All right. And then I am going to get a pair of scissors. And I'm going to turn you a little bit down so you get kind of the idea. Now, I don't want it hanging quite as much here. Or there. Or there. Like just giving it a little haircut. And I am going to reuse these. Okay. Now I'm going to take some of these. And again with the glue. And I'm going to just glue them here. piece. Until you're happy with the greenery base. Turn everything up. Let me do one more. Okay. Take away my little stems. Now, the next one that I would probably do is the spiky one. Now, this I'm going to cut and add. And my scissors or wire cutters would work. Yep. And like I said, this is just greenery that I have laying around my house. And do not use your good scissors for this. So, I'm going to take that glue and I am going to fill in where I want this. And again, I spread it out. I kind of play with it. And I'll just tuck it in and hold till the glue cools down enough to hold. And I'll just go through and I'll place the greenery where I think it's going to look best, just as a base. And I think I want that one there. Okay. And that's the bad thing about working with it hanging. Next one that I'm going to attach is my hydrangeas. And then, again, it's just personal preference. Wherever you think they look best. You just want the heads. You do not want the stems. And you could use any color that you choose. I like to keep things relatively neutral because I am always changing out my colors. So that way that I can use whatever I want around it, or if the wall color, or in different rooms. Now, if I was going to hang this outside, I would go more blue, because my house is like a blue-gray. But if you like color, hey, whatever you think looks prettiest. Sometimes you just gotta hold these a little longer. And like I said, I just keep putting it away. And the reason I like to work with it hanging, because I think when you have it sitting on a table, it has a different look. You're not sure how it's going to look if you're going to hang it on the wall. That's kind of what you want to see what it looks like. Can't tell you how many wreaths I've done where I've done it and then thought, yeah, that looks completely different than what it looked like when I was making it. Now, the purple flowers, those are just fillers. And I like my filler pieces to kind of stick up here, there, everywhere. You could cut these. Like I said, sometimes you gotta fiddle with it. There we go. And like I said, I just play with it until I find something that I like as far as go. And as you can see, it's really taking shape. And I will just keep playing with this until, you know, I'm happy with it. I still need to add some more full greenery. I need to add these. Now these, I'm not sure if I want it. I'll probably cut these and add these to where I think it needs. But I usually work in a color scheme of 3. I don't use any more colors than that, like a green, of course. But as far as my flowers go, I work in, like I have a purple, a cream, and then a white. So, okay, let me cut those up, and then I'll get back to you. Okay, and here is where I'm gonna leave it. Now you could add a ribbon. I am not a ribbon girl. We've talked about this before. I use it sparingly, but a really pretty ribbon would be nice. A little bit different. You could do this with any frame. I just chose this one. And then you're gonna see where I put it up in the hallway. Morning, y'all. It's the next day. You know, after you've been sick, you think you're feeling better, and then, of course, it'll rear its little ugly head again. That's what happened to me yesterday. So this marks my 2-year anniversary on YouTube. And I asked you all last year, would you be interested in a giveaway of some of the items that I'm not necessarily using, that I've thrifted, I've antiqued. So what this is going to entail, if you want to be part of this giveaway, 1, you must be subscribed to my channel. 2, you must like this video. 3, you have to put the term Thrift Haul in your comments below in order to be entered into this giveaway. I will keep it open for a week, and then I'll announce the winner of it. I think the dining room video. So look for that. I will contact the winner, okay? And I will make arrangements that way. There's no scamming or anything that's going on. Not that y'all would do that, but just to keep it on the up and up. So what I've done is I've put together a little vignette. And then this is part of the giveaway, minus the little candle part, because I don't think you want the little used candle. It was just there for staging purposes. But again, these are thrifted or antiqued items, they're not perfect. You know that, okay? So I'm gonna turn the camera around. Okay, y'all, this is the little vignette that I've put together for you with the items that you're gonna receive. You have a little wooden book stack, some wood spools, an antique wood stretcher, a doily from my collection, a silver little teapot with a doily that I made, a little candlestick holder, a little bluebird, and an Avon antique platter plate, and then this little wooden, it's like a children's desk, but you could use it as a plant stand. You could use it as a, to hold your little vignettes like I've done here. Now, like I said, this is the entire, what you'll be getting minus the little candle, because I don't think you want the little used candle. But again, in order to enter, you must be subscribed, like this video, and comment Thrift Haul in order to be placed into the giveaway. I just want to, I know this is just a little bitty thing that I'll do, and I would like to do so much more. You guys mean the world to me. Your support, new, old, been with me from the beginning. I adore each and every one of you. I have loved getting to know each and every one of you that comments. Some of you, I look for your comments every single time to make sure that you're okay, to see what's going on in your life. You give me great ideas. I love when you do that. This channel would not be what it is without you. So this is my small, very small, little way of giving back. So you want to tune in next week. We are going to start our spring decorating in my kitchen, and I have a very special collaboration going on next week. So I will see you all next Friday.